Dear colleague, welcome to this presentation on how to write your first scientific abstract. And we are here dealing with the sort of abstract that you will be writing and submitting when you want to present your work at a scientific conference, in the hope that it will be accepted for an oral presentation or as a poster. A common reason why people write an abstract is that their employer will not let them attend the conference otherwise, but there are also other incentives. To present your work will develop your presentation skills, enhance your CV, and more importantly, get you into contact with colleagues that find your work of interest, that is, networking. And when you are presenting data from an ongoing study or from a paper yet to be written, then it is a possibility to gain valuable feedback on what you have done so far and what might be improved. A well-written abstract is not only a summary of your study, but also an advertisement that will hopefully catch the eye of your intended audience and make them willing to spend their precious time on listening to your oral presentation or visiting your poster. In the case of a scientific meeting, it is also to some extent a competition entry, the quality of which will often decide whether it is accepted as a long or short oral presentation, or simply as a poster, or perhaps even rejected. And remember that the organizers of the conference might go through hundreds of abstracts, spending a very limited time on each. And a poorly written and organized abstract will under such circumstances often receive a low grading, even if the content in itself was both interesting and of a high scientific standard. Thus, it is a good idea to make an effort when writing your abstract. However, sometimes an abstract is designated as oral or poster simply because the content is more suitable for one mode of presentation, and sometimes the organizers have simply followed the request of the authors regarding mode of presentation. An abstract is, of course, also included in all scientific papers, and this is simply a summary of the paper focusing on the most important findings. If you have not looked at the lectures regarding how to write your first scientific paper, then I suggest that you consult these, since if you know how to write a paper, then you will also know how to write an abstract. You cannot submit an already published paper as an abstract to a scientific meeting, but if you have a manuscript that you have just finished or perhaps even submitted, then you already have an abstract that you probably can submit with no or only minor adjustments. However, often people want to submit an abstract before they have written a complete paper, or perhaps they never intend to write one at all, and in such cases you will have to write the abstract from the start. There are considerable differences between scientific meetings regarding the length and structure of the abstract, so you need to consult the specific instructions for that meeting. Go to the web page of the Congress, and there you will find a section on abstracts. And you will here find detailed information regarding the structure and content of the abstract and how to submit it. It is also a good idea to look at the abstracts from the previous Congress, which are most often easy to find on the organizer's webpage. Then you can learn by imitation. Choose 3 to 5 well-written abstracts with a topic similar to yours. Look how they have structured each section and follow their example. If your study is similar to theirs, then probably you should provide similar information, and if not, then consider adapting to their example, or motivating to yourself why you choose not to. Then start writing according to the instructions and examples, and I suggest that you also look at part 2 of How to Write Your First Scientific Paper, where we are discussing both how to write an abstract and all the components on which the abstract will be founded. A typical abstract will be around 200 to 400 words and might contain subheadings such as title, background, aim, methods, results, discussion, and conclusions. However, as I mentioned, there are considerable variations. Briefly, you have very little space, so you will need to be very economic with your writing. Keep the title as short as possible while still making sure that it is providing an adequate description of the content of your study. Remember that if the reader don't find the title clear and interesting, he will probably not bother to read the rest of the abstract. Introduction or background and the aim should be short and concise. Explain why it was important to do this study and what were the aims of the study. material and methods should be kept as short as possible, providing only the most relevant information. Results is often the largest section, but you will still have space to provide and focus only on the most interesting findings. In the final conclusions, summarize the main findings and discuss the relevance and significance of the study to the field. Sometimes you see an abstract containing virtually no information at all, where the authors inform that they will be reporting the findings at the conference. This is presumably because they do not yet have anything to report, and my personal opinion is that if you have nothing to write, then don't write anything, and instead submit your abstract to the next meeting when you have something to report. A common mistake when writing your first abstract is to spend time on details which will in the end not be included in the abstract. For that reason, count the words in your text at regular intervals when writing, so you get a good understanding of how limited your space really is, and what you can reasonably expect to include, and what will have to be excluded. If you're still having too many words in the end, then it is permissible to ask ChatGPT for help with shortening the text, since AI is rather good at removing words, not conveying any information. Remember also to note the last day for submission, so all your work won't have been in vain. And importantly, if you have a mentor or other co-authors, send your draft to them at least 1 week before the last day of submission, so they have time to have a look at it without stress. It is very annoying when a stressed colleague is sending you an abstract of questionable quality with your name on it in the last minute, and you have to leave everything else in order to try to make it presentable. Anyhow, when you are finished, then submit the abstract, and after some time you will be informed that your abstract is accepted, or God forbid not accepted, which is unusual. And whether it is accepted as a poster, in which case you can consult our coming lecture on how to make your first poster, or as an oral presentation, in which case you might benefit from our lecture on how to give a scientific presentation. Finally, remember that with a well-written abstract, you have actually created a skeleton and done half of the work for a scientific paper. And with that, we end this presentation and wish you good luck with your abstract writing. And remember that you will find 250 more lectures at the Stereotactic Academy at stereotactic.org. Thank you for your attention.